Ladies and gentlemen, my name is John Schmucker. This is Mark Kauffman. I want to introduce you to an instrument that I invented. It's called SingRite. All acoustic, nothing electrical. It's a fairly easy fit, but once it's fitted, then it's just a matter of inserting it into your ear and pulling your earlobes into place. I call this tool SingRite, note R-I-T-E. You can visit our website for an instruction video and to buy one if you so desire. I have with me Mark Kauffman. Mark's a stutterer. I developed SingRite for the singer so the singer can hear him or herself sing just as if you're cupping your hands from your mouth to your ear. It's beautiful. It's just a magnificent way to sing. You can hear every nuance, every little sound. So when you're singing, you know whether or not you're in pitch. But in the process of this development, we discovered that it helps the speech impaired. Mark happens to be a stutterer. So we're going to try to demonstrate his impediment without the SingRite and then with the SingRite. And by the way, for the speech impaired world, the SingRite will become the SpeakRite. And this video is, we're intending to use it on our website to show its value to a stutterer. So Mark, I suppose let's start with a conversation of, I suppose you've been a stutterer all your life?
Yeah.
As far back as you can remember, or?
As far as back as I could remember. One thing is, when I was Amish, when we left, my mom was trying to teach me English, and she knows I stuttered a lot. And so instead of sticking with both the German and the English, she just basically said we're going to do the English. That way she thought it would help me not stutter. And so as far as back as I could remember, I would stutter. And I didn't talk much in school. I talked a lot at home. There's a lot of people that they knew that I stuttered because when I did talk, I did stutter, and some didn't because I made sure I didn't talk.
Were you made fun of in school, or?
Not for a little bit, but not as much as you would think. And as I went to high school, I had friends, and they didn't mind. So, I mean, in grade school, it was more prevalent in this being made fun of at the time. But as I got older, it was less.
So I suppose people would try to finish sentences for you and say the word that you were searching for.
Yeah, and sometimes it'd be the wrong word. But
were there certain words that were more troublesome than others?
Bigger words. I find the single syllable ones were a better fit than going a long word or a new word. So those were my trouble areas. And what was funny is I had to repeat myself. So I could sometimes say a sentence plain without stuttering, and then if they wouldn't hear it, they would ask me to repeat the same thing. I couldn't do it.
Wow.
I would stutter on every word, and I would actually do it now. And I work at a subway, and one of the things is I'm dealing with the public a lot, so I'm always talking, and there's sometimes I get frustrated because if I don't say it loud enough and they don't hear me and they want me to repeat it.
It's always that.
Yeah, it's like, oh boy, because I know I can't get it out. I don't know why. but those are the areas that I have issue with. So I don't like to repeat myself.
That's interesting. That's interesting, but from my end of it,
Right.
But from your side of it, it'd be like something that you got to deal with every day.
Yeah. And phones. I don't know what it's about phones. I don't like phones. Just knowing that I have to pick up phones, and there was a rare occasion that I could do it just fine, but in my search and also my studies, stutterers do not like phones. It's
Is
just,
that right?
yeah, it's one of those phobias, I guess you would say, but
And
not.
prevalent to most stutterers.
Yeah, it's not really like a phobia where you're scared of the phone because, it's a
Yeah.
phone. It's because it seems like when you pick up the phone, you're going to stutter. It's, I don't know, it's something about the phone.
Okay, so now let's put the SingRite on and get it in place, and let's continue our conversation, and we'll see if there's a noticeable difference. So, did you have therapy at any point in your life?
Actually, yes. In 5th grade, it was towards the end. It was towards the end of 5th grade and all of 6th grade. And at that time, she asked me if I wanted to continue in high school, and I said no. And then she got upset, and I didn't point it out to her, but my parents did, 2nd grade or 3rd grade, ask them, say, look, we feel he has an issue of stuttering. And they wanted me to get into speech, and they felt I did not have an issue. So, until 5th grade. And so I'm like, well, you could have caught me sooner, but you chose not to.
And you think if it would have been
Maybe, but to me, for her to get mad at me because I didn't want to continue, I'm like, well, my parents were mad at you because you guys said I didn't need speech until 5th grade. So I was a little worried about the stigma of going into high school and just trying to be one of the classmates. I didn't want to be like disappearing, and they're wondering, where's Mark? So that's one of the reasons why I chose not to do it. And the other one is I didn't realize how many oral reports there were going to be in high school, so if I'd have known that, I might have taken that offer
That's
up.
funny.
Because I was thinking it was more or less just, homework, paperwork, and that's it. No oral reports. Was I wrong? But
And no snide remarks or anything in high school either?
7th grade, I remember one oral report. It was bad. I think I stuttered on every single word.
You're having a
I
bad
heard,
day.
Oh, it was more than a bad day.
I mean, you were
It was.
you were having one of those days where it's
Yeah.
like a normal person has a bad day, which makes everything I do
Right.
harder, and I probably end up doing it less good.
Right.
You have the same situation, so as a stutterer,
Mhm.
you're going to stutter on every
Everything.
word.
Yeah, I remember. I don't think I got a sentence out that was not stuttering, and maybe one. But I would try to get it done really fast. Also, because when I start, it's weird because I know before I start, and as soon as I got up there, I knew I couldn't make it right off the bat, and that made my anxiety go up higher. And all of a sudden, it was complete and utter every word stuttering,
Wow.
and I was like, okay, I'm dead. And so my whole thought was, I need to end this some way, and so I ended as fast as I could, and I hurt and sat down. I never wanted to get up again.
You know, you're doing really way better wearing the SingRite than you did before you had the SingRite on. So if the SingRite would have been available back then, you would have worn it for oral reports or special
And that I might have,
occasions.
yeah. I actually, when you approached me, I'm actually in college again, and I have a professor who likes PowerPoint, and she loves oral reports. And one of the first class, I had her in 3 classes. In the first class that I had her in, I tried this, was the first time, and the comment she made, and it was one of your prototypes. So I kept falling down. So when she noticed I put it back up, she noticed she told me a 30% difference in my stuttering from when it fell compared to when I had it up. And then my last oral report that I did for her this last semester, in the last class, it was a 5-minute one, and I didn't stutter once, and I had this on again, and she made she's the one that noticed it and made the comment after I was done. She goes, I don't know if you're just getting comfortable or if it's the SingRite, but you didn't stutter once. And I said, yeah, I did.
Well, I noticed when you put the SingRite on, you improved more than 30% in my opinion. I would say you improved 60 or 70% in this setting.
Yeah.
So another setting tomorrow that percentage would change depending on how you're feeling and the situation you're in, whether you're in front of one person or 150 people would make a big difference.
Yeah, and that is the next step that I would love to take this with but I hate talking in front of crowds.
Yes.
But to take it in front of a huge crowd and see what I could do with it, because that would be a trial. And as we both know, I personally like this. It's really helped me out. And what's really fun about it is when I do take it off, and it's the first day that we met and we tried this, it actually somehow retains. Like I can still stick with the fluency that I sort of taught myself with the SingRite for the first few times up to 10 minutes, but it does wear down. So I do like it, and I've worn it a lot.
Cool.
So it's.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing this for me.
No problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, it's SingRite, R-I-T-E. The website is singrite.net. You can order one there. There will be several videos of other speech impaired persons and singing videos, etc. So if you're interested, check us out.